It wasn't until I started volunteering at St. Joe's Home for Children, and a very wise person in my life sort of suggested to me that I might have something to offer there.
As soon as I started at St. Joe's in my first week, and as I'm taking a tour around the building, their name just kept popping up. And our volunteer coordinator was telling me, oh, you know, Pat Sauer made those curtains for us. Or, oh, you know, the Sauer's kids painted that mural for us. And just wherever I went throughout the building, Pat and Gary Sauer's name kept coming up.
We did a barbecue. We had two of us big grills, and we had all kinds of other treats and stuff for them to go along with the barbecue. And then our own children would work with us and playing games with those kids.
So even growing up as a kid, we would do projects at St. Joseph's Home for Children, and we do like pumpkin carving with the kids, or we did a Valentine's Day dinner where we served the kids dinner, like a nice fancy restaurant. So many unique different opportunities that my parents showed to us that, again, it was not just about the dollar that you give out and writing a check. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself.
When I saw the kids, I realized that they were kids just like I was when I was young, struggling with a lot of the same problems and fears and inferiority complexes that I did. So that was our early exposure to St. Joe's, and just where everything kind of clicked for me.
She said, we gotta do something. And I said, that's a good idea. We're gonna start a foundation. So that's what we did.
So in our early years, it was a lot of after-school programs, bringing music to kids, arts to kids, but we also funded a lot of early childhood programs, preschools, daycares that were in neighborhoods of poverty.
It felt good because these were organizations that were small, and we really kind of got to know them and even volunteered with them, and that meant a lot to us. I mean, it was really close to our hearts, a lot of these organizations. And so as time went on and we really understood that, boy, are we moving the needle at all?
There were a lot of people involved when I came on board in 2005.
We hired Colleen, and it was part-time, but quickly grew into full-time work.
She's very well respected in the community, and she has really brought the foundation and the work that we do to the forefront in the different issues that we focus on.
I mean, they were really doing good on-the-ground work. Small amounts of money at that time, and smaller organizations, I would say.
As we went along, we realized that a lot of what we were doing was kind of Band-Aid work, and we wanted to really dig into something more.
With what we've done is that we've found a very specific purpose around child welfare and trauma, and it's really informed our work in the last 5 years and given us a greater sense of purpose because we know where we can impact.
We made up our minds that we were going to work on the preventative and early intervention side of our grant making.
Moving from a Band-Aid approach of just giving children and families what they need to really getting to the root of the issue was a big transformation.
It's been very interesting to watch the path of Pat and Gary and the Sauer Foundation, in that they started out doing events, making contributions, but now they're really at that next level. They're looking at what investments can they make in this community that are going to change the trajectory of lives of children. They know that you can't serve your way out of a problem, that there has to be systemic change in order for things to get better.
And so I think that systems work is really important for all the kids that are coming, in the future as well, that system is set up in a way that it's about their well-being.
It will help make a difference for a large mass of people instead of just a couple in this organization or a couple in that organization.
Eventually, what we'd like to do is build up the prevention side, and that enough that the numbers in the system are lower, and then the money can be moved to the front end of the system and not have a reactive system, but a system that's preventing all of these really negative things happening to children and families.
I think the most impact that we're going to see moving forward is children and families dealing with trauma. The teachers being able to address and deal with trauma at the school, being able to identify it, will help identify other issues that come from that.
You know, the trauma work is really close to my heart because it just permeates so much of what children are struggling with in whatever area, whether it's at school, in families. It can be the trauma that's handed down from parents and what they're going through. So I would say I'm really proud to be bringing that work forward.
But it all kind of fits together, and it's exciting to do that. It's like a little puzzle you're putting together, and you're okay, where's this piece going to go? You know, and that's just what it's all about, is getting it so it can work right.